Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBCC Fall Virtual Open House. Um, just like to take a moment to thank Sean Etier and the rest of his team in the recruitment department. They do a fantastic job supporting us here at all of our campuses. Very exciting to be talking to some of my potentially future students. Good job of selecting NBCC as your institution for secondary education. Good job. So I am Jay Peters, and I'm going to take you through a little bit of information about the International Business Management Program at NBCC today. Okay, so let's jump right on in here. So some of the things that we're going to be covering today, guys, are on the screen that you can see right now. The IBM program is a live program, so that's a learning integrated virtually everywhere. So it's pretty flexible. Some of our students enjoy the flexibility of being able to work from their laptop at times. We're going to go through a sample schedule of what your terms might look like. We'll go through the program map that'll show you the necessary courses in order to be successful in this program. We'll review some of the resources available to NBCC students and grads. I'll give you some information about where to find your tuition expenses and so on as well. And then I'll give you some information about how to reach out to me or some of the recruitment advisors if you have any other questions that I may not cover today. Right. So again, guys, congratulations. There's a nice little video on YouTube that you can watch on your own. It's very well done by the team at Recruitment Services. So typically, I would play that for you guys, but in the interest of time, I think that we'll just move on. So here's a sample schedule of what a term may look like in the IBM program. We break down our terms into approximately 7-week terms, and this one in particular ends on October 23rd. You can see by the schedule that in this program we are quite intense in most mornings. A lot of the learning is done before noon, before the lunch hour. And most of our students enjoy that because it gives them some flexibility in the afternoon. Some students decide to take on a part-time job, and sometimes that allows our students to get to that part-time job. As the schedule says here, you'll be taking courses like international trade research. You will learn how to deal with international risk. Also some courses on working safely in New Brunswick as well. Very important to employers here in New Brunswick. So we give our students those skills to be able to work safely at your future place of employment. We'll be taking some courses in communication across cultures and some sales courses as well. So that would be the first half of the first term. The second half of the first term would end just before the Christmas break on December 18th. And similarly, we are quite intense in the mornings in terms of the content that we cover. And in the second half of the term, before Christmas, you will be taking courses like international market entry strategies. We're going to learn a little bit about the ethics in international trade and some of the trade laws that support those dealings. In the second half of the term, there's also some CSR content that you will be learning as well as continuing with some of those sales skills. Okay, so just before we get into our program map here, guys, I'd just like to do a little bit of introduction about myself. My name is Jay Peters, and I'm the lead instructor here at the Faculty of International Business Management at the NBCC campus in St. John. I'm a certified international trade professional and spent most of my career distributing products all around the world. In fact, I've distributed products and sold products and worked in more than 40 countries around the world. So so I find I bring a depth of knowledge to the classroom, and I love sharing that stuff and with my students throughout the year. So here are all of the courses that you'll be taking in the International Business Management program. And what I'd like to note on this slide here, guys, is that 6 of these courses you will be writing an external certification exam through our partner institution. We partner with a great organization called the Forum for International Trade Training. They are one of the world leaders in international trade training. So as such, there are 6 courses where you'll be writing an external certification exam, so you can get not only your NBC certificate in international business management, you may also qualify to get a diploma in international business, as well as a certificate in international business from the Forum of International Trade Training. So that's a very, very impressive big piece of paper that is recognized in many, many markets around the world. So that's a huge bonus for graduates and successful candidates of those FIT courses. We call it FIT. The acronym is FITT. So it's a Forum for International Trade Training. So on the board here, guys, I'll just take note of what those courses are. The first one here on the board is International Trade Research and Costing. That'll be an external exam that you may be writing. The next one is International Market Entry Strategies. Beyond that, there is International Trade Finance in the middle column, as well as Global Value Chain. The 5th exam that we write is the Products and Services for a Global Marketplace. And then finally, to round out the year, we get to write the exam in International Sales and Marketing. Okay, so I love this slide. NBCC realizes that students face many challenges, whether it's stress in your schoolwork or maybe it's stress in your home life. NBCC does have a ton of resources available to our students and some of our graduates as well. Things like career and well-being counselors to help with transition to college and work. It's a tough time to come to college, especially for maybe mature students that haven't been in college for a few years. So there's some great resources with our career and well-being counselors. Excuse me. Okay, so sometimes students may fall behind academically, and that happens from time to time. And we are here to support that your success at NBCC. So we have accessibility students for all accessibility services for all students. Excuse me, needing help with academic success. Your first and primary contact, your instructor. That's what we're here for. We'd love to see our students succeed. However, there may be other strategies that you may need that your instructor may reach out to the accessibility services. We got a fantastic resource in our library commons services. A lot of great books, videos, and other content available to NBCC students. We have an Indigenous student advisor on site. We also have support and tutoring services, and sometimes our students get together in learning circles. So these are strategies that students can leverage in order to really succeed here at college. We've got support groups for many of the groups here in St. John, whether it be the LGBTQA, maybe you're an international student, or maybe you're a mature student. We encourage our students to come together and support each other within these groups. And also your instructor, various instructors within the department may have excellent connections to community resources for you. So whether it's something you're interested in, maybe volunteering in the community, or just getting out and connecting with people in your industry, your instructors and other departments within NBCC have great connections to our communities all across the NBCC campuses. Okay, so how much is college? One of those stress factors for sure. It is one of those things that needs to be taken care of for sure. So if you want to go to nbcc.ca/tuition and fees, you can find out more information on the college tuition fees. They sometimes change once in a while, so I didn't want to cover the exact fees in case we reuse this video in the future and the fees may have changed one way or another. But that's where you can find information about tuition. Okay, I don't know what's up with this slide, guys. Right, so although I've covered quite a bit of content this morning, I know you may still have questions. So you can always reach out to me if you're interested in the International Business Management Program. You can email me at jason.peters@nbcc.ca. Happy to answer any questions that you have. We can set up a phone call, a Skype call, whatever you'd like. Or you can reach out directly to our recruitment advisors at the webpage on the link on the screen here. So I think at this point we get into picture time. Okay, I was kind of really looking forward to this part of the slideshow. In the International Business Management Program, we have a lot of fun together. Not only do we take the work very seriously, we do find time to also enjoy each other and have a little fun, maybe get out in the community. I know with the new COVID pandemic, things may look a little differently, but I wanted to show you guys some pictures of some of my previous students. So I hope you enjoyed these. This picture is a very important picture and something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. NBCC and UNB, the University of New Brunswick here in St. John, have a partnership together. All graduates from the NBCC IBM program that achieve the minimum grade can qualify to enter into the MBA program at UNBSJ. It's extremely a huge benefit for IBM graduates at NBCC, and I believe some of my previous students are exploring that option. So that's really exciting for both UNBSJ and NBCC, in particular the IBM graduates. So this was most of my class from last year. Some of the students couldn't make it to this picture. Okay, so this is a fun picture too. So like I mentioned, we do like to get out in the community when we can and have some fun. This is Community Service Day, and on this day we volunteered to help with a community garden. The community garden supports people in need of food. You can see us all wearing our NBCC shirts. That was a really fun day. Okay, so this picture is in some of our students, you can see them in the background. It's not too clear, but this day we got out and started to network at a hiring fair right in Uptown St. John. At this hiring fair, there was more than 60 employers looking to hire not only college graduates and newcomers, but not just college graduates, but also newcomers and professionals within the community. So this was a fun day. We got out to network with some of the business professionals and leaders in St. John, and it was a great learning experience. Okay, so here's some of my previous students going out on a field trip obviously in the middle of winter. This is called the Ice Caves, and it's a great place to go explore, take pictures, and there was lots of pictures from this day, but I only put one on this slide on this PowerPoint presentation today. So obviously a lot of smiles and a lot of fun being had there. Oh yeah, okay. So this was a field trip. My students and I going to the port facilities in St. John. St. John is very strategic location for ocean-going shipments, and as such, some very sophisticated and also very large facilities in St. John. So that day we had a chance to go visit the cruise ship terminals, the potash terminals, the container terminals, all owned by the St. John, the Port of St. John. Oh, this is us at the cruise ship terminal. There happened to have been a cruise ship in that day. A little bit of a foggy day, but we had fun and learned a lot about the logistics and the supply chain activities that happen at the Port of St. John. Oh, this was so we had the opportunity to go watch a professional basketball game in St. John. We had a couple years ago. We had a professional basketball team, and on this day, not only did I have my own students, but I actually had the basketball team that I coach at this basketball game. We had an executive suite, filled with pop and snacks and chips and that sort of stuff. But what you don't see in the background here is the 12, 13-year-old players that I had also with me at that game. So that was a lot of fun. And I think we're coming to our last slide here. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody on the call today. I had a lot of fun going through this presentation. I always love the opportunity to talk about the International Business Management Program. Right now, Canada's trade environment is extremely unique. We're signing new free trade agreements all around the world, and as such, the government of Canada and New Brunswick in particular need the people with the skills to navigate these new trade opportunities within Canada. So it's certainly a skill that is in need across the country, and particularly here in New Brunswick, where we're very strategically located next to one of the largest markets on earth, which is the USA, and also strategically located on the coast, which gives us access to the European markets quite easily as well. So like I mentioned, Canada's trade environment right now is extremely unique. It is changing, it's fluid, it's flexible, and we honestly need the skills to navigate and leverage and benefit from these new trade agreements that we're signing. So thank you everybody for being on the call today. Wanted to talk to you guys about one last thing about some of the opportunities available to IBM graduates. Some of my previous students are working in finance. Some of them are working in sales and within the supply chain and logistics industry. One of them that I'm currently in contact with is still here in New Brunswick, working successfully, and have no regrets for taking the post-secondary education at MBCC. So I'll let you guys all go for today. Thank you again to Sean Etier and his team in recruitment, and thank you everybody for being on the call today. I'm Jay Peters, lead instructor for the International Business Management Program, and I encourage each and every one of you to reach out to me if you have any other questions that I may not have covered today. Thank you all, and I hope to see you in my classroom.